How did it end? Author Orpheus for Reading for Minutes published on the 24th of June 2021 updated on the 24th of June 2021 The series, The Handmaid's Tale, tells about the distant future. The tape is based on the novel by Margaret Atwood, which was published back in the long-ago 1985. But there are differences. Only the first season goes on the plot of the novel. Then the scriptwriters have already taken over. The creator of the series is Bruce Miller. Once again, the viewer is sent into the future. In general, at all times there were futurologists who predicted the course of humanity's development in their novels. Take at least the movie, Metropolis, which was generally filmed in the 1920s. It is interesting to look at how in the distant past recreated the scenery, which was supposed to show the world of the distant future. In fact, some of the old movies even showed the year 3000. In principle, if it comes to series like Star Trek, it was not difficult to do. You can create a basic cabin with a captain's bridge and a view of distant space. And the scenery of distant planets is done in pavilions. If you add a good soundtrack to it, you can get a pretty good futuristic series. Thus, it turns out quite good. In general, the future comes to the viewer in different ways. In addition to special effects, there you can see different social devices of life. For example, a world ruled only by women or a world invaded by robots, artificial intelligence. There are worlds in which people live in virtual reality, thinking that everything around them is actually happening. A lot of things are shown to the viewer. Meanwhile, one of the most successful genres is alternative history. For example, the Nazis came to power and the like. Here is the series, The Handmaid's Tale, tells about an alternative world. According to the plot, not much time has passed from the date of the beginning of the series. It should be borne in mind that the tape is brand new. In 2021, 4 seasons were filmed. What future is offered to the viewer? In the reality of the series, the ecology is completely violated. As a result, girls have lost the ability to give birth. The United States is torn by war and the country begins to self-destruct. There appeared a neighborhood called New England. This is the former city of New York and its suburbs. A militaristic fundamentalist Christian party takes over. The only men in power are men who rely on the commandments of the Old Testament. But they understand them in their own way. This is the Republic of Gilead. Women have no rights here. This area has declared war on all its nearest neighbors. The protagonist is a woman named June Osborne. She still has the ability to procreate. Therefore, she is sent as a concubine to the commander Fred Waterford. Now she performs various errands for him. He often sleeps with the woman, wanting to create to have more children. But June deep down dreams of breaking free. She has a family in the form of a daughter and a husband. Therefore, sooner or later she will be free from the clutches of Fred Waterford. The 4th season of the series was delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic. It wasn't released until April 2021. It continues the story of June Osborne. Meanwhile, in the 3rd season, the show wasn't very interesting anymore. It felt like the script was beginning to wear out. The negative characters are Aunt Lydia. The threat comes from the Republic of Gilead. Even though that social order has already fallen. It is known that 200 years passed very quickly in the book. There was almost no mention of the events of this huge period of time. But the screenwriters decided to fill this gap and tell about what happened there. By the way, it is in the 4th season that the wars of Gilead will be shown, perhaps the object of attack will be Canada. Overall, The Handmaid's Tale tells an alternate history of Earth. That is, about another time in which a religious sect has seized power. In the real world, the authorities struggle with such groups. Under the pretext of protecting women, those were completely ousted by their ruling party. At first, the people supported them, but then it only got worse. So began the confrontation.